This is Reverend Jerry Hobby. Today is a glorious day. It is a day filled with love. It is a day that is filled with intention. And I'm so grateful to be here in your company. And I'm grateful that you have joined us for our morning meditation. This is the way we warm the field of life. And so I'm inviting you right now to join us, anchor in a space of unconditional love. I know that there are a lot of things to be accomplished today, but we always first start with spirit. We anchor in that space and allow the presence to go before us and prepare the way. I invite you to simply breathe this morning. And as we're breathing, we're settling in, we're anchoring in a space of love and allowing our faith and love to be the starting point of whatever we endeavor today. So I invite you to sit and breathe with us this morning. Breathe with an open heart. Breathe, allowing the presence to reveal itself. Breathe, knowing only one power, one presence, one source. Our reading this morning comes from 365 Science of Mind, a Year of Daily Wisdom from Ernest Holmes. Today's reading is entitled, My Faith Makes Me Whole. Faith is most certainly a mental attitude. A person approached Jesus, and from the inspiration of the occasion, standing in the light of one whose wick of light was ever kept trimmed and burning, feeling the warmth and the color of its eternal glow, exclaimed, I believe. This was a simple, sincere, and enthusiastic response to the consciousness of one who had faith. But no sooner had he exclaimed, I believe out of the enthusiasm of its will to believe, then old thought patterns arose to block his faith and said, help thou my mind unbelief. Faith is more than an objective statement. Perfect faith cannot exist while there is a subjective contradiction that denies the affirmation of the lips. It is only when the intellect is no longer obstructed by negative emotional reactions arising out of the experience of doubt and fear that the word of the mouth can immediately bear fruit. Say, I believe with a deep inward calm that my word of faith is the execution of spiritual law in my life. I have absolute reliance upon the law of good. I believe that the law of good will bring everything desirable into my experience. Today I proclaim my divine inheritance. I am blessed with the richness of God. I am strong with the power of God. I am guided by the wisdom of God. I am held in the goodness of God today. I invite you to sit with those words this morning and just breathe. Our reading this morning comes from 365 Science Mind, a year of daily wisdom from Ernest Holmes. And today's reading is entitled, My Faith Makes Me Whole. Faith is most centrally a mental attitude. A person approached Jesus, and from the inspiration of the occasion, standing in the light of one whose wick of light was ever kept trimmed and burning, feeling the warmth and the color of its eternal glow, exclaimed, I believe. This was a simple, sincere, and enthusiastic response to the consciousness of one who had faith. But no sooner had he exclaimed, I believe, out of excitement of his will to believe, than an old thought pattern arose to block his faith and said, Help thou mine unbelief. Faith is more than an objective statement. Perfect faith cannot exist while there are obstructive contributions and deny the affirmation of the lips. It is only when the intellect is no longer obstructed by negative emotional reactions arising out of the experience of doubt and fear that the world and the word of the mouth can immediately bear fruit. Say, and I'm inviting you to unmute yourself. Let's address these issues verbally within ourselves right now as a collective consciousness. I believe with deep inward calm
I believe with deep inner calm
that my word of faith is the execution of spiritual law in my life.
Is the execution of spiritual law in my life.
I have absolute
I
reliance
have absolute reliance
upon the law
upon the law
of good.
of good.
I believe that the law of good
I believe
that the law of good
will bring everything desirable into my experience.
brings everything desirable into my experience.
Today I proclaim my divine inheritance.
today
I proclaim my divine inheritance.
I am blessed with the richness of God.
I am blessed with the richness of God.
God.
I am strong with the power of God.
I am strong with the power of God.
I am guided by the wisdom of God.
I am guided by the wisdom of God.
I am held in the goodness of God today.
I am held in the goodness of God today and every day.
Just breathe those words in. And as we acknowledge being held in the goodness of God today, we smile with joy. We allow the emotion of this moment to rise above any sense of limitation. And we simply remember that the limitation is that nothing trying to be something. And we simply allow it to dissipate into its nothingness right here, right now, and allowing the true nature of our being to express itself beyond that which we cannot even imagine. We release this old pattern, this old thought, this old way of being, and we allow a higher consciousness, a higher vibration, a new velocity unfolding, rearing and soaring like the eagles. And we simply remember that this wonderful blessing that shows up in our life is the evidence of that which is not seen, yet felt and believed. It is the evidence of faith in action. And we give thanks for that faith in action showing up right now within our body temples. It's perfect health, the release of the things that no longer serve us, old patterns in our body, and moving forward healthily. We give thanks for this divine presence, expressing and fulfilling itself as a new pattern, a new way of communicating and revealing truth and compassion and allowing joy to show up in our relationships. We give thanks and we acknowledge this divine pattern of God unfolding, God revealed, and God expressing right now in our homes, the way we care for ourselves, we care for each other, and we care for this sacred space, knowing that love reigns here and love that fulfills itself. And we give thanks for the power of this divine presence revealing itself within our vocare, the way we show up and serve in the world. As we work, we know that that presence is there, and we acknowledge it as the presence and the power within our finance, knowing that the nature of God is unlimited and that it is everywhere present, and that includes our bank accounts, our finances. It includes every part of our life. And we give thanks for that revelation fulfilling itself, expressing itself, and the grace of God revealed. So every single bill that is paid today, we celebrate with joy. Every time we circulate with joy, knowing that it all returns to us, pressed down, running over, and multiplied. And it is in this space with joy that we release these words right now into the action of universal law. We smile in grace and we all affirm. And so it is, and now it is. Amen, Amen, and Ashe.
And so it is, and now it is.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
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 Ashe.
I'm opening my eyes. I want you to know yesterday was Happy Wednesday, and today is the day that we get to nurture ourselves with sound healing meditation. So what that means is at 12 noon on our Facebook page, our wonderful curator of our prayer app and musician, Jim Thompson, practitioner Jim Thompson, is going to serenade you with the sound healing meditation. Now you can go over to the Facebook page and check him out, or you can go to our website at seatfm.org, and when you see the picture for the sound healing meditation, click it on. It will take you into the room and you will get a personal audience with Jim. So we're inviting you to participate in that. We want you to continue to move forward, knowing that your faith is what makes you whole. And that which makes you whole shows up in your life in a profound way. Be aware of this today and celebrate it, even in the smallest of things. Your celebration of it magnifies and increases it in your whole world. Be aware. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye, you.